Good morning, guys. So it is November. It is snowing. I can turn this light off so it's not so. As you can see, we're getting our first little bit of snow. I wanted to show you what I did with the tomatoes. So I pulled the tomatoes out of the garden before the first hard frost, and I have tons. They were in the garage, but now that it's cold enough to snow, I've got to bring them in and process them. I had probably a bushel of green tomatoes I grabbed, and as you can see, some are starting to turn red. And then I just pulled them on the cookie sheet as they started to turn red and put them on top of the microwave. And then I've had fresh tomatoes now for our first frost that killed everything was in September. So I've probably had almost 2 months of fresh tomatoes, and I'll have these. These are getting a little wrinkled, so I'll have to use them in a sauce. So we have those. But because I couldn't leave them in the garage anymore, I had to bring them in. So I washed these, and I love fried green tomatoes. I even like to just saute them in butter. So what I'm doing now is I rinsed them all off again, and then I'm cutting them into pieces. These are the ones that need to be cooked today. I didn't want to throw them away because they're still good, but they're starting to get wrinkled. So I'll eat those for breakfast. These ones I will spread out on a cookie sheet. I'll put them in the freezer, and then once they're frozen, you can put them in a Ziploc bag or a glass container, whatever you put them in, and they'll keep in the freezer all winter. So this winter, I will be able to have the taste of green tomatoes right out of the garden. And you know what? Come February, March, that's a great taste to have because, yeah, they're sour and salty. They're so yummy. I don't know why my parents never made them, but I love them. And it's a great way to use up all of your food. Instead of letting them go to waste, you're actually eating them. And it's perfectly fine to eat them, especially if you like sour stuff. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And then this afternoon, I have potatoes out in the garage that need to be processed. So I will be pulling those in and making another video and showing you what I do with those to make hash browns for the winter. And I will be getting them all set, baking them, and then putting them into bags to freeze for the winter so that I don't have to pay at the grocery store to buy potatoes. I'll have to buy potatoes if I want like mashed potatoes or like a baked potato because I'm going to have to can the potatoes or freeze the potatoes because they won't last. I've tried and they just don't last like they do in the store. And the reason they last in the store longer is because they spray them with that anti-sprouting agent, which cannot be good for us to eat. But anyway, so there's your quick video on preserving green tomatoes for winter fried green tomatoes. Thanks.